Right now, as you sit there, someone is watching you, not peering through your bedroom window, not standing in the shadows of the street below. They are watching you through the very screen you're looking at right now. We have been trained to think of serial killers as physical monsters hiding in the dark woods. We imagine them as boogeymen waiting in the alleyway. But the most dangerous predators do not hide in the dark. They hide in plain sight. They do not just hunt physical bodies. They hunt your attention. This happens to you every single night. You lie in bed, scroll through videos, and consume true crime documentaries one after another. You feel safe because the killer is locked away, or dead, or 1,000 miles away. But you have never once questioned why you cannot look away. You have never realized that by watching, you are actively springing a trap that was set for you decades ago. You think the Zodiac killer was just a deranged man who terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s. You are completely wrong. The Zodiac was not just a person. The Zodiac was a psychological weapon, a virus injected directly into the human mind. He did not just commit physical murders. He hacked the human mind. He understood something deeply terrifying about our primal survival instincts and our modern addiction to fear. What you are about to hear is not a traditional true crime story. It is a psychological autopsy. If you ask anyone on the street about the Zodiac, they will tell you the exact same story. People believe he was an unparalleled criminal mastermind, an evil genius who played chess with the police and won every match. We bought into this Hollywood narrative for over 50 years. We obsessed over suspects, watched blockbuster movies, and read thousands of pages written by amateur detectives. We desperately wanted to believe the killer was a solitary mastermind with flawless cinematic precision. But modern science tells a completely different story. The popular belief is not just incomplete. It is entirely false. When you strip away the myth and look at the raw data of the crime scenes, the genius facade crumbles into dust. The reality is almost pathetic. He was not a genius. He was clumsy. He was likely profoundly average. He made massive mistakes, left fingerprints, and was almost caught multiple times. Yet despite all his failures, he discovered one dark loophole in human psychology, and that loophole made him immortal. Researchers at MIT and Stanford stopped looking at the Zodiac's crimes as traditional police work. Instead, they analyzed his letters as a neurological assault. They discovered something shocking. The human brain simply cannot handle open loops. This is the Zeigarnik effect, when a pattern is established but missing a final piece. Our neurology forces us to obsess over it. The Zodiac did not write ciphers to communicate his identity. He wrote them to paralyze our logic. He knew that a solved crime fades from the news in a week, but an unsolved riddle stays burning in the human brain forever. The ciphers were never meant to be fully solved. They were cognitive traps, malware for the brain. He weaponized our own evolutionary biology against us. Humans survived the Stone Age through apophenia, recognizing patterns to stay alive. The Zodiac gave us pure chaos wrapped in a mathematical grid and watched us drive ourselves insane trying to find meaning. The infamous Z340 cipher took 51 years and supercomputers to crack. And the grand revelation? It was empty, a rambling, nonsensical message with no name and no truth. He hijacked millions of minds and created the first viral marketing campaign in history. At Lake Berryessa in 1969, a man in a handmade medieval executioner's hood approached a young couple. He tied them up and committed unspeakable violence. But then he did something that defies all criminal logic. He casually walked up the hill and carefully wrote the dates of his previous murders on the victim's car door. He drew his cross-circle symbol again. Why would he risk getting caught in broad daylight just to leave a doodle? He was performing a massive psychological experiment on society. He was classically conditioning an entire state. The hood, the symbol, the taunting letters. He was literally branding our nightmares. You are not just watching a video about a dead killer. You are a crucial part of this machine right now. Every time you feel that dark thrill listening to true crime podcasts, your brain is craving the exact dopamine and cortisol hit the Zodiac engineered over 50 years ago. You are wired to seek closure in a chaotic world. When you hear about a senseless crime, your brain feels unsafe. He knew this. He preyed on it. He left the answer blank on purpose to keep you hooked. And you are still playing his game today. Some top researchers now believe the Zodiac persona may have been a collaborative fiction. The murders were real, but the legend was built by media hysteria and a lonely man, or perhaps several men, who simply took credit. He was the first true internet troll, born decades before the internet existed. He proved that an anonymous voice, speaking with enough confidence and theatricality, can manipulate reality itself. If you give society a scary enough story, people will gladly fill in the blanks and turn you into a god. We have gamified murder. We turned real blood and real grief into cozy evening entertainment. The true crime community today does exactly what the Zodiac wanted. We elevate the monster, analyze his handwriting, and buy t-shirts with his face. And the scariest part? The next Zodiac is watching us do it. They are sitting in the same rooms, scrolling the same apps, taking notes, and learning exactly what it takes to become immortal in the digital age. By obsessing over the monsters of the past, we are writing the instruction manual for the monsters of the future. The Zodiac remains a phantom, not because he was untouchable, but because he dissolved into us. He became our collective anxiety. He became the monster under the bed for an entire generation. And we passed that monster down to our children. We built his legend brick by brick and gave him his crown. The final cipher remains unsolved, not because the math is too advanced. It remains unsolved because the answer is not a name. The answer is a reflection of our own dark fascination with the unknown. We are looking for a man in the shadows, but we are really just staring into a mirror. So I have to ask you, what unsolved mystery in your own life is quietly controlling your behavior right now? What open loops are you letting dictate your fears? Think about that tonight when you turn off the lights and look at the dark corners of your room. The phantom we created lives on because we keep feeding it. Next time, we will uncover the chilling truth behind the most famous unsolved case in London history. We will reveal why Jack the Ripper was never the man history books claim, and how the Victorian media invented a monster that never truly existed. You will not want to miss it.